Thank you for joining us once again. Today we're not on the street. As you know, when we're not on the street, we're home doing something. So today we have amazing request. I have this request from my friend who challenged me to do the top books I've read. But I'm not going to do the top books I've read. I'm going to do the top 5 books I'm supposed to read for 2023. And this top 5 books going to be the books that are really good for a beginner into reading many books. But without wasting all much of our time, let's try to do the first 5 books I'm supposed to read as a review of 2023. So come with us as we do these reviews. Thank you. Yes, and from our first book we have today is Welcome John C. Maxwell. John C. Maxwell, you can find it on any street of the world. He has written so many books, but the special book I'm going to pick for me is called Developing a Leader Within You. I remember I read this book when I just got out of high school. This was the first gift that was given to me by my father. And I think when I track back my life, I think that was the beginning of everything that I was to grow into. Developing a Leader Within You is a very special book. It teaches you so much about you. You put so much value in your life and the reflection and the way you handle yourself. This book has a lot of values. For those who you haven't read this book, I think that this is one book you're supposed to read for the beginning, in the beginning of the year of 2023. And after this book, it's not a very big book. After this book, you can go on to reading other books, because I think that knowing yourself and knowing the value in you and what you can share with the people, it's a very, very important quality that you need to acquire. And some of the books that we have that present this is one of them, Developing a Leader Within You. And I think that if you have some money, try to acquire this book. But if you don't, I also have a secret to how you can get these books free of charge and read them right in your comfort. So stay with us for all the calls up to the end, so that I can be giving you this tip of how to find these books cheaper or easier wherever you are. So thank you, John C. Maxwell, Developing a Leader Within You. It's a special book. So let us know in the comment when you finish reading the book how you feel about yourself. Thank you. Let's get going. Yes, and so my second book I would recommend, and I think that most of you have heard about this book, and maybe you have read about it. I mean, you have read the book yourself. So I think this book is very popular. But for those who haven't read, or those who have read, let's go again, do it again. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, as the name sounds, it's a very, very important book if you want to learn more about assets, about acquiring wealth. It's not about money, it's about the character, it's about the mindset. This book is very, very important tool to have in your cabinet. You have to read this book, because we live in an economic world. You either have to have money or you have to find a way to get it. And so you have to have the right mindset of how you can acquire wealth. And some mindset we have hold us back from acquiring wealth. And this book takes you step by step on how to develop this mentality of how to acquire the skills. And you can only use it in money. You use it in other transactions life. You don't only need to be money, but the mindset is very, very vital. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a very important book. And I think if you haven't read it, please consider it. It's not a very big book, but it's very, very important. The content is in there. So thank you, and let's go for next. And on to our next book, we have The Richest Man in Babylon. You hearing about riches, but this is a very, very good book. I think that for you to have strong values, you gotta understand how transactions of wealth goes by. And so The Richest Man in Babylon, if you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad and read the Richest Man in Babylon, then you'll tie it up together and you understand, and it will open up your eyes. This is one of the best books you have to read. This is one of the best books you have to read, because it's very, very vital. It carries principles that have been in life since the beginning of time, since we knew about trade and how about life and about, it's a very, very good book. I can say I've read this book over and over, and I've applied the principle, and it works. Read these books. Buy this book. You can buy this book on Amazon. I've told you, I'm going to tell you the secret where to find these books, also read it for free, but you can find these books all on your streets. I walk around along my streets and I found these books copied and sold. So please spare that little money you have and buy these books and read. The Richest Man in Babylon carry principles that it will just blow your mind. It's very, very vital. So this is one of my top 5 books to read this year. Richest Man in Babylon. Back to you. Thank you. Stop. I know you're enjoying the episode. I know you appreciate our work. Please remember to subscribe. Set the notification bell so that when I post a new video, you are able to see. But if you have subscribed, you have done all this list, please share with your friends. You have your groups, your WhatsApp groups, your friends around the world. Share our content so that we can reach out to the world. Thank you so much. Let's continue. Yes, and again, our next guest is You Are Born Rich. You Are Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Wow, this is amazing. You are born rich. You know, people say, you're born rich, so born rich with what? Money? No. Money is the last thing in this book. It's talking about your potential. It's talking about who you are as a human being, as an individual. He understands the mindset, how our mind works. These books don't talk about money. Riches are no money. Riches are potential. You just get paid in money because you have acquired these potentials. You have developed this potential within you, and so that the exchange you can get in money form, you can get in other currencies like love, like like friendship. This is what these books are talking about. Don't think about money for a while. Money will come when you acquire these important characters that these books advocates. So I think that this is one book you have to read. Not very popular. You can get them on YouTube. You can get them. I don't know whether you can get the hard copy that easily, but you can get it. It's a very, very good book. When you read this book, listen to or otherwise, you will be blown away by the principles that are taught in this book. So, Born Rich, You Are Born Rich by Bob Proctor. It's a very good book to read. It's one of the top books you have to read before going far. So this book qualifies for my top 5 books to read. Mostly for the beginners who haven't yet, because there are so many books in the world to read. But you have to start from somewhere to build that foundation. So I recommend reading this book by Bob Proctor. You Are Born Rich. You Are Born Rich. Thank you. Enjoy. Yes, and welcome back. And our next book, I wouldn't supposed to bring it in this top 5 books, but I just love this book. I've read it over and over and over. But I think that after reading the first 4, you can jump into this book, read it, come back again, and read it sometime. This is called The Alchemist. The Alchemist is the book you are supposed to read. This book takes you far away in the world of fantasy in your mind and bring you back to where you are and see in the distance of time what man is able to accomplish. It takes you to understand your potential, what you possibly can be, and compare it with the environment, the daily programming that we are exposed to. And this is a very deep book. When I read it, I went on it over and over because it just related to my life. It took me deep inside what I was looking for. So this is a book. I'm not gonna tell you all about the book, but when you read the book, it takes you in time when you were just having that dream, and it tells that it's possible through the journey of a man who started by following his heart. And so this is an amazing book. So if you want to read this book 2023, after reading the first 4 books, you can jump in this book. You need to read it about 2-3 times to get it right, because it will start to click by what you see, by who you are. So yeah, I give you this, but we're not gonna stop on this. Let me get to the next one. So enjoy The Alchemist, one of the best books to read. 2023. Thank you. Yes, so I think we wouldn't be doing justice to our list if we don't include this book in. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. Many people have heard about this book. This book has changed the lives of so many people around the world because it's a principle right within ourselves. This book helps open your mind to who you are, to what you can do, to your ability to set goals and achieve them. It doesn't talk about hard work, it talks about your mind, the ability within you to do something. So Think and Grow Rich is a must read. But I wanted to put in the next episode where you have already graduated from this, but I think that you can do this. And it's also easy to find this because hundreds and hundreds of millions of copies of these books have been distributed in all copies, hard, soft, all kinds of copies. So make sure that you find Think and Grow Rich. It's a very, very important book to read. Read this book, your life will definitely change. For the better. So Think and Grow Rich can't be left out of our countdown for 2023. Make sure that you read this book and let us know how you feel and your findings about this book. Drop it in the comments. Thank you so much. Think and Grow Rich. And so, remember I told you the secret of how you can read these books? This is not a very big secret, but it is. So you can find these books free on YouTube. You can listen to them from YouTube. And you can also take another step. If you don't have a smartphone and it's hard for you to get data to live stream these books, you can download these books and read them, listen to them directly when you're home, so that you don't have to pay for the charges. So make sure that you do this because it will help you save more money for this one. So.
Wow! This one is another gospel. Big Josh. Danny Pro. Big Josh, Calamity. Gospel time.